For many centuries, being imprisoned has been considered a punishment for crimes committed. The earliest known prisons recorded are from the first millennia BC, with the location in ancient Mesopotamia, Egypt, and ancient Rome. These underground prisons had cells that were so small that humans had to be seated in one position or bent over for long periods. The prisons in these periods were almost always underground dungeons, except in ancient Greece where the prisoners were detained not in underground dungeons, but with wooden shackles around their feet. They were locked in shabby buildings where they could be visited by friends and family. Prisons around the world vary in size and amenities offered, particularly dependent on the types of criminals they house. Minimum security luxury prisons are known to have comfortable beds, access to private bathrooms, and recreational activities, but there are prisons on the other end of the spectrum as well, those that are severely overcrowded, contain excessively violent atmospheres, and lack proper medical care for inmates. We came up with the highlights of the worst places to get locked up. Before moving on, please subscribe to the channel and press the bell icon to get our new video notifications. Oh, and let's hope you'll never get locked up in these prisons that we're about to unveil. Guantanamo Bay, Cuba. Located on the eastern tip of Cuba, this American-owned prison was opened in 2002 in the wake of 9/11, to house Taliban and Al-Qaeda prisoners captured in Afghanistan. While President Obama, upon his election, vowed to close the prison, it is still fully operational to this day and contains over 150 inmates in its two camps, Camp Delta and Camp Iguana. There was also the notorious Camp X-Ray, a temporary holding facility that closed in 2002. Here, detainees were subjected to enhanced interrogation techniques, aka torture, such as waterboarding and sense deprivation. Black Dolphin Prison, Russia. Home to the most brutal criminals in Russia, including serial killers, terrorists, rapists, cannibals, and pedophiles, Black Dolphin Prison is a Russian correctional facility. Guards move inmates between buildings by bending them over, grabbing their handcuffed hands behind their back, and having them blindfolded so they cannot devise escape plans or attack prison staff. Inmates are only allowed 90 minutes of exercise a day. Apart from that, they are not allowed to lay down or even sit on their bunks for 16 hours. With an average of 5 murders per inmate, its 700 residents have killed a total of 3,500 people, putting Black Dolphin Prison on the list of the most dangerous prisons in the world. HMP Belmarsh, UK. This is one of the 3 maximum security facilities in England. A diverse range of men have been incarcerated at Belmarsh, of which most were convicted of terrorism. Even though the prison provides facilities to inmates that include education, physical fitness, and workshops, it is still a place ridden with prison violence. Some inspection reports suggest that the level of violence is increasing every year, with a total of 49 assaults attempted on staff and 58 on other inmates, making HMP Belmarsh one of the 10 most dangerous prisons in the world. Ciudad Barrios Prison, El Salvador. The Ciudad Barrios prison is located in El Salvador and has exclusively housed members of the Mara Salvatrucha gang, more commonly known as the MS-13. The prison is one of the most violent prisons in the country without a doubt, and is actually being run by the inmates themselves, who are cold-blooded individuals. Even the prison staff dares not mess with them. The prison has a prisoner-guard ratio of 50-1, which makes it stand at number 4 on our list of the 10 most dangerous prisons in the world. The inmates run their own bakeries and healthcare centers. They are heavily tattooed with gang signs and are constantly involved in fights which result in many people being beaten to death. La Sabaneta Prison, Venezuela. On third place, we have an extremely overcrowded facility, La Sabaneta Prison in Venezuela. This prison is home to more than 3,700 prisoners who live in a space that is designed to accommodate only 700 individuals. Such overcrowding breeds disease and violence among the inmates. La Sabaneta is ruled by a system of corruption, where guards give preferential treatment to those with money and power. These select individuals are able to sleep within the cells on a bed, while everyone else must use a hammock in the corridors. There is no daily routine or any set activities, allowing the inmates to do and behave as they wish. This often leads to extremely violent encounters that stem from their lack of mental stimulation and cramped living quarters. Rikers Island Prison, USA. Made up of 10 separate jails, which house men, women, and youth, Rikers Island Prison has a reputation for excessive violence, corruption, and gross mistreatment of its inmates, especially of those who are mentally ill. In 2008, after the beating to death of 18-year-old Christopher Robinson, it was found that the inmates responsible were part of something called the Program. This secret society, ran by the prison's guards, is meant to have certain inmates exert violence toward other prisoners, as a way to maintain order. Rikers also has one of America's highest rates of solitary confinement. These cells are used so often that the Department of Corrections has recently built 1,000 more special isolation units for adolescents and those with mental illnesses. People put in solitary confinement are more likely to develop anxiety, depression, suicidal thoughts, and psychosis. It also affects physical health, increasing a person's risk for a range of conditions, including fractures, vision loss, and chronic pain. This puts Rikers Island Prison on a well-deserved second place. United States Penitentiary, Administrative Maximum Facility, ADX, USA. And finally, our last and most dangerous prison on the list is the ADX. Also called Florence Admax, Supermax, or the Alcatraz of the Rocky. This is the most maximum security prison in the United States. Built in 1994, this facility houses some of the world's most dangerous criminals, including Ted Kaczynski, the Unabomber, Ramzi Youssef, and Zacarias Moussaoui. Inmates at this facility spend 23 hours a day in solitary confinement in their 7 by 12-foot concrete cells that contain unmovable concrete furniture such as a stool, desk, and bed that is topped with a thin mattress. Cell windows measure only 3 feet in height and 4 inches in width, and meals are served through small slots in the metal doors. When prisoners are allowed out of their cells during the 1-hour recreation period, they wear several restraints and are escorted by multiple guards to a small outdoor cage. The prison was once described by former warden Robert Hood as a clean version of hell. So, these were our picks for the most dangerous prisons in the world. Which one shocked you the most? I suppose you really don't want to end up in any of these prisons, at least we don't. So let's avoid crimes and just subscribe to our channel to enjoy more entertaining content. We always bring amazing stories, incredible facts, and extraordinary events. We hope you enjoyed this video, do share it with your friends, and see you in the next video.